Welcome back to another topic of What You Did Not Know. I'm your host, Marcus Bethay, the owner of C3 Wellness, here with our lead acupuncturist, Dr. Orman. And today our topic is weight loss for women over 40. Last week we talked about men, but this time we're going to go more into the aspect of how it helps with women here at C3 Wellness. And I will turn things over to Dr. Orman.
Well, with women, it gets more complicated because their reproductive system, of course, is more complicated. Remember being in school, we have 16-week classes. They're usually about 3 hours. And we barely got through female reproductive system, and the male reproductive system was about a 20-minute class with the review and the test.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes down to hormones, and there are basically 5 major ones that need to be in balance.
Okay.
In no particular order. The first one would be progesterone. Progesterone, when it is low, typically a female will hold water weight. And there are a couple of things that can be, and sometimes they'll take water pills and things along those lines, but they usually, diuretics, things like that, usually don't work. You need to get that level up. And there are different substances and there are different treatments, there are different points in the body that can help.
Okay.
There are points, particularly in the abdominal area, that are hugely helpful in conjunction with various nutritional substances. There is an herb, Vitex, V-I-T-E-X, that is commonly used. But again, you'd want to find an individual and their constitution to make sure.
Correct.
As a general rule, that's one that fits a lot.
Okay. And that helps with water weight, you said?
Yeah, that helps
Okay.
to elevate the progesterone levels, which will help keep the water in balance, so to speak.
Okay.
They won't retain it unnecessarily.
Right.
And then the second one is estrogen, of course, probably the star of the show. When estrogen gets out of balance, that's when the weight is held in, to a degree, the abdominal area, but more so in the hips and the legs, the lower portion of the body.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll hear the phrase estrogen dominance. Sometimes it's because there's too much estrogen, more often than not because the progesterone is too low. So it gives the false appearance. So I need another hand. If this was normal, this is excess. But if normal's here and progesterone low, it gives that illusion.
Okay.
So again, you could adjust it accordingly. And estrogen, like I said, progesterone is the one that holds the water, estrogen is the one that holds the fat. So you get those levels balanced, and again, there are quite a number of good substances to do that.
Okay.
Wild yam is one of them, and it comes in a capsule form. You could also cook it up as a tea. So those are the 2 stars of the show. I would put those at level 1, and then maybe level 2, or perhaps level 1A. You have, and this is more so for both male and female, but the thyroid. And everyone knows what the thyroid is, of course. And in our model of medicine, the thyroid is one of the backup systems to the heart. Thyroid, part of the brain called the cerebellum, part of the blood called the hemoglobin, and then the adrenal glands. And when one or a combination of those are weaker, I'm purposely choosing weaker to avoid saying the word disease, because again, our model of medicine, we have words like weaker.
Correct.
And so, they should be doing 300 push-ups, but they're only doing 100. Nothing wrong, it's just not as strong. Anyway, thyroid. So that causes the heart to work 3 or 4 or 5 times hard as it normally would, which it can do, but after a while you get fatigue, you get, I'm sorry, what were we talking about? When normally a person is sharp as a tack. You'll hear phrases like, somebody's living in my body and it's not me and I don't know who it is, where there's a disconnect. And so there are great treatments. A lot of the lymphatic massage is really good for that. There's specific acupuncture points.
Okay.
Do you like sushi by any chance?
Of course, love it.
You ever have miso soup?
Yes.
You'll see the green seaweed. It's often one of the seaweeds is called hijiki, and it's high in iodine. And iodine is considered the food for the thyroid.
Oh, nice.
So I don't like taking supplements. Miso soup is the star of the show. And it also is loaded with trace minerals, which will help the body as well. So we have progesterone, we have estrogen, we have thyroid, and you'll see it in blood tests as T3 and T4.
Mm-hmm.
The other ones, the next in line would be probably insulin. Insulin, again, most people know, keep the blood sugars stable. Insulin can spike for a number of reasons. We know, most people know the various foods, ice cream, things like that. But also when the fourth cervical, which is if you slide down your skull and where the hard surface ends and the soft tissue begins, that's usually where the C4 is. And when that is out of place, the blood sugars can get a little
I did not know that.
higher. Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of times when people say, oh, my neck is bothering, oh yeah, my blood sugar, or you know, I have something to eat and then I go like this and then I crash. That can help a lot as well. Cinnamon is one of the stars of the show. Cinnamon in cooking, cinnamon in coffee. Cinnamon will help to stabilize blood sugar. And there are a lot of other substances too. Chromium picolinate would be another mineral that helps to keep them in tight parameters. So those would be the major hormones. I'm not thinking of anything else. Cortisol. Cortisol would be another huge one. That would be up in the top level.
Okay.
Cortisol is considered the stress hormone. So anybody,
Makes
we
sense.
should ask the question to anybody not experiencing stress these days, or just life in general, driving, etc. And when the cortisol levels get high, the body has a tendency to hold fat in the midsection. And when you begin to balance and strengthen the adrenal glands, that's when things begin. They get lower, the cortisol levels get lower. The normal energy levels start to come forth in the body. I'm starting to feel like myself again.
Okay.
And there is an herb called holy basil, which is fantastic for lowering cortisol levels. So those I would consider those the big five. And if you are able to balance them through what we do here, through the acupuncture, through nutrition, through massage, through the combination is really the star. Because that's when 1 + 1 + 1 equals 6 or something like that. And personalizing each treatment, then you're really in business. You can make a huge impact.
Okay, sounds great. Great information, a lot of stuff that speaks to what causes it. We definitely have all the things in place here, not only with the services, but with our weight loss program. There's a lot of information out there. This is why here at C3 Wellness, we put ourselves in a position to offer all of the answers that you need for your questions, provide everything that you need. We customize what we do when you sign up to where every single person can get their own individualized weight loss service and program that tailor fits you to get you to that wellness point. And my name is Marcus Bethay, owner of C3 Wellness, here with Dr. Orman, our lead acupuncturist. Make sure that you follow us on our social media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Until next time.